Good afternoon, students. The thought of the day is if you want something that you never had, then you have to do something that you never did. I, Professor Sonal Agrawal, welcome you all in my online lecture. This is the lecture for the subject Banking, Insurance and Financial Services. In the last lecture, we have discussed meaning of the life insurance, features of the life insurance, and the advantages of the life insurance. Today, we are going to continue with our topic, and we are going to start the topic procedure of taking life insurance policy. As you all know, that life insurance is a part of our syllabus, but this point, that is the procedure of taking life insurance policy, is not the part of our syllabus. But as we are discussing about the life insurance, so it is a basic necessity to understood that if we as a customer want to take the life insurance policy, then what are the procedures that a customer has to be followed. Now let's start the topic. As you can see on the screen, there is steps that a person has to be follow to take a life insurance policy. Starting with the first step is filling in the proper proposal form. If a customer wants to take the life insurance policy, then first step is that the person has to fill the proposal form. Second, declaration by the proposal. What do you mean by declaration in the last portion of any form? You may see that the declaration part is there, in that you have to sign. That part is known as the declaration by the proposer. Then you have to submit the age proof. Then as a customer, if you want to take the policy about your life, then you have to go through a medical examination. Then the agent, who is the middleman between you and the insurance company, will give a confidential report to the insurance company. After this all procedure, the insurance company will investigate about your proposal. If find fit according to the terms, then the insurance company is going to accept the proposal. After the acceptance by the insurance company, you have to pay the first premium, and the insurance company will give you the receipt of that first premium. As soon as you paid the premium, the cover of risk is started, commencement of cover of risk, and lastly the insurance company will issue the policy, or you can say the document of the policy. Now, let us discuss all these points in detail one by one. Now, starting with the first point, that is the filling in proper proposal form. The first point says that if you as a customer wants to take the life insurance policy, then you have to fill the proposal form. Now, the question arises that how to get the proposal form. So, you can get the proposal form in a printed form with the help of any agent of the insurance company from whom you want to take the insurance policies, or nowadays you can download the proposal form via using the official website of the insurance company also. That proposal form is also available online. So two ways are there to get the proposal form. First thing, you can get the proposal form in a printed form with the help of the custom agent of that insurance company, and you can download the proposal form online also. Now, after getting the proposal form, what the person has to do, then the person has to fill some of the basic details in the proposal form. The details, it is compulsory that in the proposal form, individual person must to furnish all the details which is asked in the proposal form in a good faith or without any biasness. Clear? Okay, now which types of detail we have to fill in the proposal form? It may be about the name, short name, father's name, your permanent address. It may be about the nationality of the customer. It may be about the present occupation of the customer. It may be about if you are an employee of any institution, then it may be about the employer's name and address and duration of your service, or means duration of your job. It may be about the amount of the policy that you require. Suppose a person requires the life insurance policy for 10 lakh, 20 lakh, 30 lakhs, then you have to mention that you for what amount do you require the life insurance policy. The tables and terms you can find on the official website of the insurance company also about the payment of premium according to the amount of the policy and other conditions. You have to give the details about your date of birth and the place of the birth. Then you have to give the details also that for what purpose you require the life insurance policy. And of course, you have to give the name of the nominee and the relationship with the nominee. Now, question arises, what do you mean by nominee? Nominee is the person who is entitled to get the amount on your death as a customer. Here, if a person has taken a life insurance policy, so after the death of the person, who is entitled to get the amount of the policy? That person is known as the nominee. So you have to give the details about the nominee, and you have to also give the relationship with the nominee. Then suppose if you have taken up previously any life insurance policy, then you have to furnish all the details regarding the previous life insurance policies. You have to give the full family history, any medical history of your father, mother, brother, sister. Means full family history means the history of the disease. Clear? Family history means the medical history of your family that you have to furnish. Then, if you are suffering from any disease, then you have to give the information about that. It may be maybe the person is suffering from diabetes, TB, asthma, cancer, any other disease. So you have to give the detailed information about that particular disease. Any previous record about your accident or the operation, then you have to furnish that type of details also. And again, these all are the common details that any type of customer has to fill, whether the person is male customer or whether the person is female customer. But when the applicant or when the customer or when the proposal is filled by the female customer, then some of the details are more that the person or that the female customer has to fill. That details may be regarding the pregnancy, maternity, disturbance in maternity, it may be about any gynec problem. And if the female customer is there, then of course the details about the education qualification of the female customer, if the whether the customer is financially sound, any source of monthly income, marital status, details about the husband's income, occupation, and other details a female customer has to be filled. So these all details a person or a customer has to be filled in the proposal form. Then second step is, okay, now here I have uploaded a sample document for the proposal form. This is the proposal form of the LIC company, Life Insurance Corporation Company. Now if you want to see the proposal form related to the life insurance policy, what you have to do, just Google it. You can download the proposal form of any company, any insurance company by using the internet facilities. So if you want to see just that what is the actual proposal form, then you can download it by using Google also. I have mentioned a proposal form just for that you may be familiar with this form. Second step is the declaration by the proposal. Now, what do you mean by declaration? The rule says that while filling the proposal form, the principle of utmost good faith must be followed. Means the customer has to furnish all the information rightly with the best knowledge. So in the last you may find that the declaration part is there, and the declaration part is the most important part of the proposal form. Why? Because on the basis of declaration the contract of insurance depends. It is compulsory that you as a customer have to sign the declaration part. The object of signing the declaration is the confirmation by the customer that he has or she has disclosed all the material fact related to the proposed risk, and the declaration is done in a good manner, in a good faith, with the best knowledge. Okay, the question arises, if you are filling the proposal form in a printed form, then in the last you may find the declaration part that all the information given above is best of my knowledge and I am responsible if any. This types of sentence is written in the last of the form. You have to sign that part. But what about if you are filling the online proposal form? In that situation, what you have to do, if you are filling the online proposal form, you may find a checkbox. Until you didn't click the checkbox, you are not able to step on the next steps. Clear? So that checkbox is the proof that you have furnished all the information. A sentence is written that I have furnished all the information with my, best of my knowledge, and you have to click the checkbox. That click is equivalent to the signature. If you, after reading the sentence, if you click the checkbox, means now if any wrong information is furnished by you, then you are responsible for the terms and condition which will be taken by the insurance company. I hope it is clear. The declaration part. Okay, now in this sample form, it is a very small characters are there. You can see declaration by the proposal on the second half of the page. The declaration by the proposal is there. So long paragraph is written, and in the last, the signature part is there. Here, the customer has to sign that part. Clear? After reading the paragraph, or means after reading these conditions, you have to sign in last. The next step is that you have filled the proposal form. First step is completed. You have filled the proposal form. You have signed the declaration part. Now what to do? Now you have to submit the proof of your age. Why? Because age means here risk factor is life. You want to take the insurance about the life, and as I said that premium is based on so many factors. So age is one of that factor also. The risk attached with life is also depends on the age of the person. So compulsorily you have to submit the age proof. Okay, now what you can submit as a age proof? You can submit your birth date certificate from your school or the college authority. You can also submit your SSC certificate in which the date of birth is already mentioned, means the certificate of 10th. Or you can also submit the any certificate which is extract from the municipal record at the time of the birth. You can also submit the affidavit about the age with the public prosecutors, or you can also submit the certificate which is given by any government employees, or you can also submit the passport, employer certificate. If no any proof available, then you can also submit the horoscope which is prepared at the time of the birth. So these all are the options that as a age proof you can submit these documents. Again, the terms and conditions about the age proof is differ from company to company. Some of the insurance company is not ready to accept the horoscope as a proof of age. So which age proof you can give, that list is also mentioned in the proposal form. That this is the list of the documents that you can submit as a age proof. Then after submitting the supportory document or the proof of your age, then a person has to go through a medical examination. Yeah, and now who is going to do that medical examination? Your private doctor or your personal doctor cannot do the medical examination. That examination will be done by a doctor who is approved by the Life Insurance Corporation. Your private doctor cannot, or your family doctor cannot do the medical examination for the purpose of life insurance policy. Okay, now the which types of examination is there? This is a routine kind of examination that the doctor is going to check your appearance, measurement, height, weight, condition of your teeth, height, the throat, tongue, ear, condition of your heart, chest, your nervous system and any operation history, then the doctor is going to take into consideration. This all thing means you can say the routine checkup is there. Clear? No, not so many detailed checkup you have to go through. Just a routine checkup, but the condition that the doctor must be approved by the life insurance corporation. After doing this all thing, the doctor would send the report directly to the LIC company, not through the agent. Why? Because if the doctor is going to submit the medical report with the help of agent, there may be the chances of alteration in medical report. So it is the duty of a doctor to send the medical report directly to the life insurance company. And this is also a duty of the doctor. Why? That the doctor is appointed by the life insurance corporation. So doctor has to be keep a complete record about the every proposal examined by him in a particular file or diary which is provided by the life insurance company. So doctor has to send the report to the LIC directly, and with the after sending the report, doctor has to maintain the record with him also in a proper form. So this is the next step about the medical examination. The first thing, you have to fill the proposal form. Second thing, after filling the proposal form, you have to sign on the declaration part. After signing the declaration part, you have to submit the proof of your age. And after submitting the proof of age, you have to go through the medical examination. Now the next step is the agent's confidential report. You may not aware about this step because that is a confidential step taken by your agent. The agent is not going to disclose about this step, that the agent is going to take the or take these steps, or the agent is going to prepare the report about you. No, that report is a very confidential one. This report is taken by the agent. Why? Because the agent is the middleman between you and company. The company is not in the directly contact with you. The agent is the person who is in direct contact with you. So the agent is going to prepare the report about yourself, means about your health, your occupation, your financial soundness, that whether you are able to pay the premium or not, about the record of your medical history with the agent. So these all types of basic details will be filled by agent in the form of report, and that report is known as the agent's confidential report. And in the last of that report, agent will give his own recommendation, that according to the recommendation or according to the opinion of agent, whether the insurance company should accept your proposal or not. The recommendation part is very important in the confidential report. Clear? Again, I am repeating what the agent is going to do. The agent is going to write the basic details about yourself in the report, and after giving the details, in the last, the recommendation part is there, that according to the recommendation and the opinion of the agent, whether the insurance company should accept your proposal or not. Clear? So again, the agent will send this report to LIC company. After that, LIC company will going to check all the documents and will going to take the decision that whether your proposal should be accepted or not. So the next step is the acceptance of the proposal. The life insurance corporation accept the proposal of the insurance on the two bases. First thing, the commitment, as I said, the recommendation which is done by the agent, and the second thing, on the basis of the doctor's medical report, which where we have done through the medical examination. So these two documents are the very important document to take the decision that whether the insurance company should accept your proposal form or not. Which are they? First thing, the confidential report of agent, and the second thing is the medical report which is prepared by the doctor. After the which factors are playing a dominating role here, the after if the company is ready to accept your proposal, then mode of the premium chosen by you, that whether you are going to pay monthly, quarterly, half yearly, which types of policy you want. This is also depends what is your age, what is the risk factor of attached with your life, your occupation, your habit, suppose you are everything is okay, but you are in a risky occupation where the chances of death is so high. So in that case, everything is okay. Your financial condition is okay. Your medical history is okay. Even though because of your occupation, because you are in a highly risky occupation, there may be chances that the company will reject your proposal form, or the company will accept your proposal form but with the high premium. Clear? So many factors are there which going to affect that the whether company should accept your proposal or not. After doing all these things, if the company is ready to take accept your proposal form, then the company will allot you a proposal number. So this is the sixth step. What we have done, first step is the filling the proper proposal form. Second one, after filling the proposal form, you have to sign in the declaration part. Third step, after signing on the declaration part, you have to submit about your age proof. After submitting the age proof, the person has to go through the medical examination. After the medical examination, the agent will prepare the confidential report and submit to the LIC company. After submitting these two documents, the LIC company will take the decisions about the acceptance of the proposal. If the proposal is accepted, then the LIC company will allot you the proposal number. Now your proposal is accepted. Now what to do after accepting the proposal? The next step is the receipt of the first premium. As soon as your proposal form is accepted, now you have to choose the mode of premium, that whether you are going to pay the premium monthly, quarterly, half yearly, yearly. What do now here question rise, what do you mean by premium? As I said that in the introductory part of the insurance, insurance is a protection against risk, but it is not free of cost. You have to pay consideration. Here you have to pay the consideration in the form of premium, and the mode of premium is decided by the customer. So you have to choose a period for to pay the amount of premium. Generally, in case of life insurance, the period is chosen by the customer is, it may be monthly, it may be quarterly, it may be half monthly, half yearly, or it may be yearly system. But whichever mode decided by you, after that, certain grace period will be allowed to the customer to pay the premium amount. That grace days are more in life insurance. Generally, it is 30 days. That after due date, if you forget to pay the premium, if you are unable to pay the premium, then you have to pay the premium within 30 days of the maturity period. If you have forgot, or if you are unable to pay the premium due to any reason, then the extra days, you can see grace days means the extra days after the maturity, after the due date, not the maturity date. After the due date will be given to you. That days is known as the grace days. Suppose on 31st January a person has to pay the premium, but the person forgot to pay the premium. So the 30 extra days will be given to the customer. Within that 30 days, it is compulsory that the person has to pay the premium for the month of January. Otherwise, the company may take any action. The company may charge you for the late payment. Any other action the company may take. So this extra facility is also provided to the customer to pay the premium amount. Now, as soon as you pay the first premium about your policy, the company will issue a receipt that is known as the receipt of the first premium. And as soon as you paid the receipt of the first premium, the coverage of risk is started by the policy. Now, focus here. Coverage of risk means cover. Here risk is what? Here risk is death. Yes, the coverage of that type of risk is started as soon as you paid the premium, not here in the sixth step. What is the sixth step? Acceptance of proposal. Insurance company is accepted your proposal, but the payment of first premium is still left. After accepting the proposal form, if the person dies, without paying the first premium, then the insurance company is not liable to pay any type of compensation to the nominee or to the family members of that person. Yes, to be very clear here that acceptance of the proposal means not to start the cover. Your cover, your protection is started as soon as you paid the first premium. So this is the steps of commencement of cover of risk also. As soon as you paid the first premium, the commencement to cover the risk is started. And the last step is issue of policy. After doing all the procedure is over, your policy is accepted by the company, you have also paid the first premium, every basic the procedure is over. Now the insurance company will issue a legal document, that is the contract between the life insurance company and the customer. All the details related to your life insurance policy will be written on the document. I hope it is clear. All the details, not a single detail will be left. Whatever details may affect your life insurance policy, all the details are written on that document. But to prepare this document, the insurance company will require time. This is not so that same type of document will be given to each and every customer according to the types of policy, according to the terms and condition of the policy. The company has to prepare a different policy document for a different customer. So the company require to time to prepare these types of document. Till then, company will issue a note. That note is known as the cover note, and that cover note is the proof that you have paid the first premium and the commencement of risk is started. Till you are not able to get the documents of that policy, the cover note is the equivalent to your policy documents, and you can claim on the basis of cover note if loss occur. Here loss is death. If death occur, then you can claim on the basis of receipt of first premium also and on the basis of cover note also. Now the question arises, which types of details are written in the documents of policy? Each and everything means whatever the terms and condition which is related with the policy, everything is written about your age, address. Sum assured means the amount of policy you have taken, types of the policy that you have choose, whether it is with profit or without profit, the date of maturity, that for what period you have taken a life insurance policy, the detail about the premium, amount of premium you are going to pay, the mode of premium, payment of premium that you have chosen, whether you are going to pay monthly, quarterly, yearly, the mode of premium is written, the name of person is written who is entitled to get the amount. As I said, the name of the nominee or the detail of the nominee is also written. Amount at the time of termination of policy. If you terminate the policy before the maturity date, then amount will be given to you by the insurance company. That rules and regulation is also written. The surrender value of the policy, the same thing. Surrender value means if you want to surrender your policy before the maturity date, means if you want to, but you can say the terminate the contract before the maturity date because of you require money or any other reason, because life insurance contract is a longer time contract. If you want to terminate the contract before the maturity date, then you have to surrender your life insurance policy. At that time, whatever amount will be given by the insurance company to you, that amount is known as the surrender value. The amount details about the surrender value of the policy is also written on the documents. Details about the settlement of the claim of the policy in case of loss occur. What are the steps you have to follow to claim? That steps are also written, how the insurance company is going to settle your claim, the rules or regulation about the settlement of claim is also written. Means you can say that all the other terms and conditions which are related with the insurance policy, everything is written on your policy documents. You can say it is not just a document, it is a complete book. Clear? All the things are written. You may also aware about this document. Some, if you have family member had taken a mediclaim or the life insurance policy, then you can see the documents which is received via which is received to the customer via insurance company. That is a complete book. What is important here, that complete document will be sent by the life insurance corporation with the seal and signature of the official. So that seal and signature is a very important part. Whenever you are going to receive the document of your policy, you have to check the document must be received by you in a sealed condition, and the signature of official must be there. Clear? So on receiving the policy, the investor begins his investment with the Life Insurance Corporation of India. So this is the end of the procedure if you get the policy document. I hope it is clear to you. Just a fast revision what we have done in today's lecture. In today's lecture, we have started with the topic procedure to take the life insurance policy. Steps are there which I have written. In the second last steps, you can see the commencement of the risk. Commencements of the risk I have not explained separately. Why? Because this is the sub part of the receipt of first premium. Clear? I have explained this topic in the topic of receipt of the first premium only. Start with the first point or the first steps, filling the proper proposal form. If you want to take the life insurance policy, then you have to fill the proposal form. The question arises how to get the proposal form. So you can get the proposal form with the help of the agent, or you can also get the proposal form via using official website of the insurance company. So you can fill the proposal form online also. Basic details will be given by you about your name, nationality, address, occupations, date of birth, date of place, about your age, types of the insurance policy that you want, amount you are going to pay, in which mode you are going to pay, for what type of amount you require, any medical history of you, any medical history of your family members, any previous records of the accident of you, any injury and any operation of you. These types of detail you have to give. If you are a female customer, then some more details you have to give to the insurance company. Then this is the sample form of the proposal form which I downloaded again from the online source only. So you can also download by using online sources. The second point is the declaration by the proposal. In the last of the form, the declaration part is there. The signature of the customer is compulsory on that part. Why? Because if the customer signed the declaration part, so it is the proof that all the important information is furnished by the customer with a good faith. Clear? Now, after signing the declaration part, if any information is furnished wrongly, intentionally, then the customer is liable to bear whatever action taken by the company. Suppose, as I said, you have to furnish the details about your diseases. A customer is suffering from the diabetes, and the customer has not furnished the information about that the customer is suffering from diabetes, and the customer sign the declaration part. After completing of all the procedure and your insurance policy is started, after some times if insurance company come to know that the person is suffering from the diabetes, and because of that disease if any loss occur, so insurance company is not liable to pay you any compensation. Why? Because this is the breach of principle of utmost good faith. Clear? Declaration part is the proof that you should furnish all the information rightly. Any information should not be hid by the customer intentionally. Clear? So this is the very important part of the proposal form. Then you have to give the proof of your age. Why? Because here we are going to take the insurance of life, and the risk factor of the life is different according to the age. Then you can submit a different document, and the list of the document is also given in the proposal form, that which type of document you can submit as a age proof. After submitting the age proof, the person has to go through the medical examination. That medical examination is done by the doctor who is approved or appointed by the Life Insurance Corporation. The doctor will do your routine kind of checkup, and after checking you, the doctor will prepare a report, and that report will be submitted directly to the life insurance company, not with the help of the agent. And it is the duty of the doctor to maintain the record with him also. After that, your agent will prepare a confidential report. In that confidential report, whatever the agent know about you, all the things will be written by the agent on the report. Clear? At the last, the agent will recommend that whether the insurance company should accept your proposal or not, whether you are financial sound person or not to pay the premium. So according to the opinion of the agent, the recommendation is done by the agent in the last. That report is very confidential one. This is prepared by the agent and directly sent to the LIC company. You as a customer not aware about this report. There is because there is no role that you have to play in this report. It is a confidential one between the agent and insurance company. After that, insurance company will decide that whether to accept your proposal or not on the basis of two documents. First thing, which is a confidential report prepared by the agent, and the second thing is the medical report which is submitted by the doctor. Along with these two documents, other so many factors are there which may affect your acceptance of policy, and that factors are mentioned in the proposal form. So ultimately the insurance company is going to check three things. First thing, your proposal form. Second thing, agent's confidential report, and the third thing is the doctor's medical report. The insurance company is going to check these three documents in very detail with the help of the expert person, and that expert person, if satisfied, then your proposal form is accepted. After acceptance of your proposal form, you have to pay the first premium. The premium mode is chosen by you as a customer, and the days of grace is also available in case of late payment of the premium. And as soon as you paid the first premium, the insurance company will provide you the receipt of that first premium, and the coverage of the risk cover is started. After that, if all the procedure is over, then the insurance company will issue a policy document. All the details is prepared by all the details which is affected with your policy is prepared by the insurance company in a detailed form. And suppose if you lost your policy, then what you have to do, the policy is prepared in a duplicate copy. The original copy is sent to the insurer, and the second copy is retained with the branch of the insurance company as a proof. So if you lost your policy, so you can ask for help to the insurance company also. And that original policy will send to the customer in a stamped form and in the seal form, and that must be signed by the officer of the insurance company. So you have to check these things also at the time of accepting the policy. This is the end of the procedure. At the time of risk occur, means at the time of death or at the time of maturity date, what you have to do, this policy is the basic document which required to claim. If you want to claim the amount of the policy, then what are the procedure you have to follow? That procedure is also written in the policy document, but these policy documents you have to kept with you as a safe. Clear? This required at the time of claim to get the amount. This is the end of the procedure that the person has to take. The person has to follow to take the life insurance policy. And the next lecture, we are going to start with the new topic. Till then, stay home, stay safe, start learning. Have a good day. Thank you.